Welcome to Final Thoughts Podcast, brought to you by CrossfaderLA.com, blending culture and creativity. Final Thoughts Podcast.
Welcome to Vinyl Thoughts. I'm here, your host, JMWW1, here with my two co-hosts, John, my brother, Mario, my father. How are you guys doing today?
Top of the morning. Welcome to Vinyl Thoughts Podcast.
This is Vinyl Thoughts, man.
You look confused, flummoxed.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
I have there's no confusion on this side of Los Angeles.
I see.
Well, you're confused already. You're not even in LA. You're in Inglewood.
I think LA encapsulates Inglewood.
The
Well,
county
LA
does,
County.
not the city.
Yeah, we're not in LA. I actually had argued with my friends about this last night. Like, yes, I'm in LA County, but not LA City. It's a distinction there.
I mean, yes, you're right. But like, let's say you're flying into LAX, right? What city are you landing in?
Long Beach. No, I'm thinking of the wrong. I'm thinking of.
I didn't say you're flying into LA. I said you're flying into LAX, Jeremiah. What city are you landing in?
Inglewood.
There you go. So I'm in
That's
LA.
it. Yeah. Well, guys know that we're based in Inglewood, so that's great. But welcome to today's episode. Today we'll be covering one of the hottest new albums of the fall of the season.
Dude, come on, it's fall. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Who's confused?
Tommy Richmond's Coyote, which is a pretty hot album we're excited to talk about. Also covering the latest news and singles, bringing them right to your ears. So sit down, get comfortable, and let's jump right into it. Brother, what you got for us today?
I got the hottest single of the week, The Weeknd and Playboi Carti on Timeless. The Weeknd's back. Everyone, hold your breath. We're getting a new Weeknd album that's once again probably going to do crazy numbers. The Weeknd, the Weeknd's been on a good run. He's definitely a huge pop star, and this single is cool. Honestly, like, it's growing on me. I thought I would have liked it more based on The Weeknd and Playboi Carti, and it's the lead single. I think maybe in a month or two's time, I'll probably be singing along, and I'll probably listen to it like every single day. But on initial listen, it's cool. I think I preferred other Weeknd singles better, like what is it? Blinding Lights, I think was the single from the previous album. That was a good one. Can't Feel My, like, I feel like he's had a lot of good singles. So for this to be the lead single from this album, I thought I'd like it more, but like I said, maybe it'll grow on me over time. But it's a cool Weeknd song. Playboi Carti does his thing. I listened to it today. It was nice.
Cool.
No, brother, I feel like you in particular, as far as I've known you, I have a lot of tolerance for letting songs by certain artists grow on you. The Weeknd being one of them.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Because he used to be part of that OVO camp. You know how they roll over there.
OVOXO.
That's true. I just feel like I have not heard a Weeknd song that I really liked since Starboy.
To me, there you go. I like Starboy, and to me, I'm not gonna lie, sounds like a you problem. I think you're missing out on some good songs.
Okay. Hey, listen, I checked out the Weeknd show on Idol. I gave him a shot, and that
You did?
weird.
I didn't watch that. I did not watch
Weird.
that. It was weird. And I actually know what's funny. I kind of wish you hadn't said that because I forgot how weird it was, and that makes me not want to listen to this song anymore.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of my. I'm like,
I forgot.
Because of that show. If you haven't seen Idol, don't. Save yourself some mental agony. Don't. All right, thanks for that, Father. What's your signal? What you got to us today?
All right, I'm gonna go international with the artist from Denmark, and her name is Nicole Buss. I've talked about her music before. She has a very soulful voice, and she does amazing work when it combines over like gritty hip hop beats. And so she's back with a new song. It's called "The Boundaries of Tomorrow." She signed to Rock Nation. She dropped an album in 2018, and her best-selling song back then was "You." She's had some remixes with Ghostface Killer. She's done some other work with, I believe, Dr. Dre. So she's really, really remarkable songstress, and it's just good to hear her back on the scene. So the name of the song is called "The Boundaries of Tomorrow" by Nicole Bust. If you haven't listened to her, check out her discography. She has a couple of albums. She won some kind of not award show, but talent show in the Netherlands. So she's crossed the pond to come over to United States, and she's been putting in work. So definitely very multi talented and doing her thing.
Very cool. The Boundaries of Tomorrow is a dope title for a track, I will say.
There you
Like,
go. See, you're already hitched.
it sounds like the title to that one Tom Cruise movie.
Was
Tom
it Edge of Tomorrow?
Cruise.
End of Tomorrow? It was something tomorrow. Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. I think it was.
So I'm interested. I think I'll definitely check it out after this because that sounds pretty dope. And then
She has
my
a
go for it.
no. I was just saying she has a lot of very good songs where it's a combination of hip hop and singing, which is also always like it just when it's done right, it just feels good.
Do you like her more than Rhapsody?
Well, she's singing, not rapping.
You said
So
singing and rapping. So I thought I put it out there.
no, I mean I don't compare them. I don't put them in the same box. I mean, Rhapsody is just she's a spitter. She spits lyrics. She does her thing, and Nicole Bus is just more of like a Mary J. Blige type artist who just focuses on vocals. Now you put them together, I think it'd be pretty dope.
Got you. All right. If we see Rhapsody and Nicole Bus on a track together, that was here at Vinyl Thoughts. We planted that seed.
Amen.
We want those royalties. Like hit us up. Talk to our lawyer.
Talk to our lawyer.
Oh man, and my song today is pretty short and sweet. It's a new song by Alex Warren. Alex Warren being a new up and coming musician, getting big on TikTok and YouTube, just like a lot of musicians these days. Chopper Rowan, Gabby Bell, the Epic Musical, all kind of getting their start on TikTok and all these video platforms. Alex Warren's kind of in that camp and released this song called "Catch My Breath" that I checked out, and it's like it's a very specific type of music where it is like a sad kind of melodic like searching kind of song. It's not a bad or anything like that, but it did not rock my world. uh you guys wouldn't have reference for this, but for those at home, there's a musical called Dear Evan Hansen that is
Why
a
do you
lot.
think I don't know about Deer and Hansen?
You know about Dear Evan Hansen, brother?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Damn. Then get my hopes up, crash them back down. That's
Yeah.
the Final Thoughts way here. And if you haven't heard Dear Evan Hansen, also don't save your mental energy. But this song reminded me a lot the same vibe of that show of that kind of music, um, which is to say it was very slow and very emotional, but in a way that was very focused on the self. It's the whole thing. But yeah, check it out. Definitely support new artists and see what they're doing. Like see how they're growing into their crafts, check with the music scene. I mean, after we got Chopper Rowan, love Chopper Rowan, so I'm always down to support new artists taking that same path to success. And speaking of Chopper Rowan, I guess I'll jump into the next section, which is news. Play the jingle. Chronically, we don't have a news jingle yet, but we're working on it. For news, we have, for me at least, talking about Chopper Rowan, talking about a combination of her being harassed online for her political views, to the point where she had to recently drop out of a performance at a festival because it was really bad for her mental health. She needed to take some time to heal and readjust and reevaluate after just like a tidal wave of both criticism and just like hate. I think was directed towards her for her political views, which are really, to be clear, just to summarize. Uh, and it's political views. It's obviously behind from this, but to summarize, was her saying, "I will vote for Kamala Harris, but I don't endorse her for so many reasons." Which I think I personally, for me, is a pretty reasonable point of view, considering what's going on in our world right now, that the U.S. they're complicitly a part of. But so yeah, it's just unfortunate that she's caught so much flack for that, especially when she's always been very vocal about being critical of the government. She was on record saying that A, she declined to play at the White House, and B, she revealed that she was only going to play at the White House if she was going to be able to read. I believe it was read off work by Palestinian poets in support of their struggle during the ongoing genocide, right? So she's always been out there, always been like kind of political, like putting money where her mouth is in that sense. So the fact that people now are like, are giving her like beyond like pushback and into like straight up like a hate campaign about it, it's really disappointing to see. And I wish her all the best in taking her time bouncing back from this kind of mental health downturn, and getting back to a better place.
Hey, question for you or for you guys. I saw that recently Pharrell Williams went on record and made a comment that he feels that celebrities should not publicly
Mhm.
endorse candidates and kind of like talk about their political views. And so I wanted to know what you guys thought about that.
I saw that Pharrell Williams quote, and I super right afterwards learned something interesting about Pharrell Williams that I want to share, but I want to make sure I get the right fact first. So, John, you first.
I think that's a stupid take. Sorry for real. I think that's insane. That's like you remember when LeBron said something and people were like, just shut up and dribble, just shut up and play basketball. Like it's like that same kind of energy. Like just because a person is like, me, I don't expect anything from celebrities. I think celebrities could, not talk to a person and just show up for their movie, their whatever, and that's all they have to do. Like I don't think I think we expect too much from celebrities. But that being said, at the same time, they have the freedom to do whatever the hell they want. If they want to go and drop an album about why they want to support Kamala Harris, hey, that's your prerogative. Like you have the right to do that. Like all of it. Why is it all of a sudden that someone's popular and successful, we want to limit their free speech? No, say whatever the hell you want. You could have said whatever the hell you want if you were just joking down the street. I don't care that you have 1 million followers. That's your opinion. Say your opinion. If it's stupid, people are going to tell you your opinion is stupid. People are going to give you a hard time about it. But hey, you can do what you want. That's totally you. And I don't think that just because you're a celebrity, you should, hide your opinions. Tell people how you feel. Tell them how you really feel. I don't know. I don't know. To me, it just seems kind of weird that Pharrell would say that. Like why
I
wouldn't you
see.
want people to share their opinions?
Now, to add on to that, when I heard that quote, I assumed this was because Pharrell Williams like viewed himself as an apolitical person and was like, everyone should just be like me and like not do political things. But I found out that is Israel, right, the country right now, very very politically relevant for a number of reasons, had a fundraiser for its forces in the midst of its current like aggression against all these countries, and raised $60 million. And during that event, Pharrell Williams not only performed, but gave a passionate speech in defense of their right to do the things that they are doing, which is very political.
It's
So
crazy.
political, it's
That's
ridiculous.
actually crazy.
So I'm
That's
like,
Whoa,
okay,
insane.
whoa,
Pharrell,
whoa. Hold on.
You good over there,
All right,
brother?
you guys there?
coming back kind of from earlier. No worries, no worries. But yeah, I was saying that like it's wild for me for to be like, oh, y'all should just keep your politics to yourselves. Not me though. I'm gonna say what I want, and it's
Yeah,
about like something that it is, putting it mildly, for this podcast, very very controversial. Um,
that's good to put it on the
so I
podcast.
just yeah. So I can't take that in good faith, and even the idea removed from Pharrell Williams, I do think it's really flawed. I feel like people only levy that against celebrities when they don't like what the celebrity is saying. I mean, hell, I'm not a huge fan of Taylor Swift these days, right? But like when she came out to endorse Kamala Harris, like I think last month, people were saying the same thing as if like it's not a person of like own free will, and also just people the reality is people do care what celebrities think, right? It's like they should do what they do, they simply do, um, and so to act as if like to act as if that like they should just not share their opinions because people will care about them, and that's going to make the opposing side life harder, um, is just a non-starter for me personally.
Yeah, I agree.
I just found
Um,
it. I found it interesting that he came out with that right after. I felt like a few days or a week after Taylor Swift announced her
Oh
support
yeah,
behind Kamala. So
I don't think
I
that was a
wasn't sure
coincidence.
if you don't think it was a coincidence.
No,
Got it.
And to get back to the main story Jemima shared about Chapel Rowan, I honestly, as much as I don't agree with her opinion, I respect her for giving her opinion. I think that she shouldn't have, not because I don't think she should share her opinion, but because it's obviously made her life more stressful and harder over this last week or so. Like I feel like because she's a celebrity, because she has, her audience has already been, I don't know, very energized. People have already been very I don't know, energized about her. People just love to share their opinions about her. I think that she just needs to how like a lot of celebrities, a lot of Taylor Swift, Beyonce, a lot of celebrities, artists, even when they do share their opinion, they're not like trying to have an open dialogue with their fan base or with the world, right? They say what they have to say and then they move on. I think she needs to do some more of that. Like say what you got to say and move on, just for her own mental health. I don't think she needs to go.
Own peace of mind.
I don't think she needs to be hopping on trying to defend herself. It's just going to make things worse. I think she
Yeah.
needs to just focus on this is my opinion and moving on and not letting all the other opinions affect what she's doing.
Mm. So like obviously like I personally definitely agree with what she was saying, right? But like I saw her go after she got started getting a lot of like criticism for her beliefs. She had went on TikTok to clarify them, right? And her clarification was really just like her position was not unclear, right? She was just like over like re-explaining like, hey, I'm not voting for Trump, I just want more out of my Democratic candidates than X, Y, and Z, because we should expect more from our leadership, right? And but even with that over explaining, it did not quell anything. People were still like, you know, people were still like all too ready to like not give her like the benefit of the doubt, or just take the opportunity to criticize her and like all these things. And like I just don't think that, like you said, I don't think that like displaying yourself in good faith when you're a celebrity that big is ultimately gonna like work out in a lot of cases. But I do think it's hard, like like for instance, Chaperone like came up doing TikTok stuff, which is a very like community oriented like space. So like I wonder if that's part of the reason why she feels like she has to, because like that's kind of where her roots are as far as her success goes. But I wouldn't know that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we wouldn't know what's going on in her head, but I think I'm all for her canceling her shows for her mental health, but I just definitely feel like she needs to move smarter moving forward. On the Frank Ocean song, he says something like, "Jay hit me on the email and said I got to act my net worth." Like she got to act her net worth now. Like she's not in the same field of celebrity status she was before. She needs to move different in order to protect herself and her mental health.
Yeah, I agree.
I would love to her be able to like walk the line of being able to like be outspoken as she is, and fight for the rights that she wants to fight for, she's been vocal about, while also like not not like having a system in place where she at her level of fame is not getting into it with so much like hate and criticism and of the like.
I know
I mean,
But
I
yeah,
think it's a two way it's a two-way street. You put it out there. Don't act like someone's not going to respond to what you put out there. I mean, that's especially when you're on a platform that she's on. It's just naturally going to happen. You can't not deal with that, or you don't have to deal with like John said. You got to move differently,
yeah.
and not let that get to you.
And there's one last thing I want to say, and I want to say this as someone, right, who didn't really agree with her comments. I feel like people are a little dense about this, right? She's saying that she doesn't want to endorse Kamala, and she doesn't want to I'll just be like that. She doesn't want to endorse Kamala Harris because she doesn't agree with some of her policies and the way the Democratic Party moves, right? And I gotta say, I don't think people get it, right? By her not coming out and endorsing Kamala Harris and saying I expect more from let's say Kamala Harris's perspective, if she wants that Chapel Rowan endorsement, that that pushes her to maybe reevaluate some of her politics and her policies and decision making moving forward. And I think people are not understanding that in that way, you'll see Chapel Rowan particularly in this scenario, we hold a level of power. If we don't endorse people until they are able to some degree meet our demands or expectations of them as leadership, that forces them to reevaluate their politics and maybe make a
right.
decision that is more in line with what we believe. And I just feel like people don't understand that. And I do think it's really important to understand that like there is value in, withholding your endorsement or withholding your support for somebody, because that is going to push them to do the thing that you believe is right. And, whatever you believe is right in that, that's on you. But there is power in that and there is value in that. And I think people need to respect that a little bit more. It's not as simple as just saying, oh, I support whoever I want. And, yada, yada, yada. Like, there is a reason why you come out and support someone. And if the person hasn't earned your support, I don't think you should be forced to go around saying that you support them. I think that's like the thing that bothers me the most about this. I don't think she should have been forced to say she's going to vote for Kamala Harris if she didn't feel like Kamala Harris is really representing what she believes in.
Yeah, I think on that you and I are aligned 100%. I agree. But yeah, that's been Vinyl Thoughts political hour, a recurring segment on the show repeatedly. Let's move to a different flavor of news story. A father. What do you have for us today?
You know what? So in the last couple of weeks or last couple of months, there's been a couple of, I would say, losses, deep losses to the hip hop community. We had the first one. We had Fat Man Scoop pass away not too long ago, and he passed away of natural causes due to heart disease. So yeah, that unfortunate incident, and he was performing when he had that. I'm gonna say he had a heart attack, but basically he had a medical emergency. And then you had our guy, Rich Homie Quan, who unfortunately passed away from. At this point, I don't know if it's been proven or if they've come out and said it was an overdose or something related to uh, drugs, but that's the rumors online. And then the last one is a gentleman by the name of Chino XL that passed away on July 28th, and he's a rapper that got signed when he was 16, way back in 2000, I think 8. I mean, he was it was a long time ago, but either way, very articulate rapper. He made waves, very dope, and he was just like I followed him because when he came out, I thought his music was dope, and so I followed him from way back in the Wake Up Show days, and so I thought he was just he. I just thought he was a dope MC, and he's been putting in work over the years, and his name would pop up. But what I was saying was, I mean, Chino XL has put in work over the many years, and I've seen his name pop up even on like top 10 MCs because he just was very, very good at his craft. Well, he like I said, unfortunately, he recently passed away on July 28th, and no one kind of knew why. And it was just revealed a couple of days ago that unfortunately he hung himself. And so it's just like I'm like, wow, here's this guy who I ain't gonna lie, like I looked up to because I thought he was a dope MC. B, he like whenever you saw a picture of him, he was like in great shape. I mean, he was like a guy that was like working out, buff. You just think like from the outside looking in, like this guy has got his stuff all together. He's made a career in the rap game. Can spit. People respect him. They want to put him on the top 10 list. He looks healthy. He has his family, and unfortunately, he decided to end his own life. So I guess in 2020 he was diagnosed with severe depression, as well as congenital. What's the congenital? Can't even say the word, but heart failure. So I mean, those are some elements that I'm sure weighed heavily on his mind. But it's just like one of those things that when it comes to mental health, you got to really, I guess, not I guess, but when it comes to mental health, you have to check on your people, check on your loved ones, make sure that um, that you're just taking that extra few seconds to just check on someone and making sure they're okay. Um, and the last thing about this gentleman taking his own life, he actually left a note for his family to make sure that they release his last album, which is going to come out sometime in October. So is he gonna like rap about what he planned to do? I mean, it's kind of like ominous to think about it, but I just thought that a it's unfortunately extremely sad that he did that, but like you just never know what someone's going through, and it's just our duty as a society to check on our loved ones and friends, and you know just look out for one another. And if anyone needs help, 988 988 .com is the number to reach out if you need assistance.
Amazing. What's that number again, Father?
So it's 988. Just call 988. That's like instead of 911, call 988. They made it super simple. Um, so if anyone needs help or needs assistance, mental health, take it very seriously. Call 988.
All right, very well said, Father.
Okay, well, my news story is short and sweet because Sabrina Carpenter's album, Short and
Oh
Sweet,
shit!
was certified
Oh
platinum
shit!
this week. The album
You
debuted
like
at
that
number
segue?
one. The album debuted number one on Billboard Top 200 and spent 3 weeks on the top of the chart. We reviewed that last week, so just shout out to Sabrina Carpenter for putting out a dope album, getting that number one spot, getting that certified platinum. It caught my attention because I feel like nowadays it's a little bit harder, takes a little bit longer to get that platinum certification just because of the way that Billboard counts streams now. So the fact that she was able to get that, platinum certification within, I think it's been about a month or so, super dope. So hats off to her. I love seeing albums go platinum. And like I said, news story was short and sweet. That's it for me.
I would pay money to own the physical version of that album.
You should then support your local artist.
I just feel like I'd have to get like a physical music player for it. I'd have to get one of those like
you don't have anything.
players. No, ever since laptops stopped doing like disc inlets, I haven't really had like a cool stereo DJ system to play
You
records.
need one of
If
these
only
right
I
here.
had
I mean,
something. So whoever wants to donate a short and sweet vinyl to Vinyl Thoughts, let us know.
oh wait, so you're talking about you actually want the? I understand you want the vinyl, but do you have a vinyl? Do you have a record player? I thought you were.
No, he does not.
I
Okay,
do
got
not.
it.
I thought that's why you were gesturing to your own extensive record player set over there.
No, hands off. You don't get to touch it.
Okay, so then why did you then do this and like point to it?
But I can use it, right?
Anyway, going on to our album of the week, we're going into Tommy Richmond, Coyote.
They call me Tommy because I'm trying to get rich, man.
Hey,
All right,
I thought
so
that was
hey,
funny.
so first thing off the bat, can somebody explain to me why he called the album Coyote?
No,
oh, that's a good question.
no, I can't.
Oh, I mean,
I'm gonna tell you.
I tried to dive in and find out, but I couldn't get to it. So I was just curious. There's a lot of albums that have recently dropped in the last probably 2-3 months, and they have that title Coyote. I swear there's like 3 or 4 titles for Coyote right now. There's like 2 different groups. One's a rap group, one's a rock group. There's albums called Coyote. So I was just curious as why Tommy would pick that title for his debut album.
I don't know. I'm looking at see if I could find a reason why it says but I can't tell you. I don't think there's even a song named Coyote on the album.
It's not.
I was not familiar with this artist before we picked him for the episode. I didn't realize that this was his official debut.
Dude, you must live under a rock.
Okay, thanks.
He had the number one song of the last 3 months, and you're like you've never heard of him. Like, what do you like? What's going on over there?
Song? What song?
Oh my god!
$1 million. We'll play it in the video right here. So yeah,
We can't do that. No, we can't actually.
Oh my god! What are you doing?
How is this guy on Vinyl Thoughts podcast?
Right? Like, what do you? Dude, you don't know $1 Million Baby.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Probably because it was the number one song for a long time.
For a long time.
$1 Million Baby,
It's like
really?
Shabuzi, Tommy Richmond.
Yeah, literally, it's like Shabuzi and Tommy Richmond. They're hot.
Shabuzi is. But Tommy Richmond's fully new to me. It's my first time hearing of him.
No, it's not.
We talked about him before. I can tell you that much.
Have we all talked about him before?
He's got I think
he's come up because he has the number one song in the world in like May or something. Like, yes, he's come up before.
Huh.
We can't move forward. We can't move forward until we get Jeremiah up to speed. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Also, sorry, the Elephant in the Room song ends with the outro. This is Coyote Radio, like 3 times.
Thank you, Jermaine.
So
You're the
like
best.
I imagine
You're
that's kind of
you're
what
helpful.
has to do with it.
You're very helpful. That I'm glad we have you on the show.
You've never heard that?
I don't think so.
All right, man. I give up. I give up. Starting
What
next
happened?
week, we'll be
I'm
auditioning for new members of Vinyl Thoughts podcast.
Okay, listen. There were only 2 possible people that could replace me, and they're both J names, and neither one of them is here right now. So all you got is me.
Why do you think only
All
2 people
right.
could replace you? You know, if Big Boy hit us up and said he wanted to join Vinyl Thoughts, I'm sorry, man, you're out. You're out, Big Boy.
Big Boy.
We're
No,
gonna start doing pranks on the podcast. It's gonna be lit.
we're keeping it in the family. I thought that's the whole point.
Well, who
Big
else
Boy's
is
funny,
Jay?
Our other brother,
Jalan?
you know,
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm cool with that. I just wanted to confirm.
or my sister-in-law also could hop on the show. I think.
Jocelyn.
I still think we should go for Big Boy. That's just me, though.
Anyway, talk to me about Tommy Ritzman. Talk to me about this album, guys. What did y'all think?
I think it needed
Go
$1
ahead,
million baby on it.
I would agree with you 100% on that.
I think he needed.
I would agree.
I like the album. Let me get that. Let me not start off being negative. I like the album a lot, actually. I think this is a cohesive piece of work, and I'm always a fan of that. The album flows together really well. I like a majority of the songs on the album. I really like Whitney. I think Temptations is cool. I really like Vanity, and I love the outro. So it's a cool album, but it does suffer from, and I don't, maybe I'm the only person who feels this way. Hopefully, I am because I want this album to be successful. But it suffers from the fact that the 2 singles he put out, which aren't on the album, are better than are just like they're better than the songs on the album, right? Like I'm not gonna. The Devil Is a Lie and $1 Million Baby were the kind of the singles he had out before this album came out. Those songs I think were both successful, and I think they're both really good. And he chose not to put them on his album. I respect the artistic decision to not put the song on his album. I really do. But when those 2 songs outshine the rest of the album, it does hurt a little bit. But that's not to say the album's bad. I just feel like the best songs he's put out recently aren't on the album, so that's kind of a weak point for him.
My question was: is there even a single out right now related to the album?
No, from this 11 track. Well, it's not that I'm aware of. From this 11 track album, there aren't any singles that I heard on the radio that I saw released as singles.
Right.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I agree.
As someone who is not really familiar with those singles,
dude,
hearing this
you're
album,
you're gonna love $1 Million Baby.
Okay.
Yeah. You're gonna love that song. I don't know how you missed it for the whole summer, but you're gonna love this song.
Okay, I'm gonna give my opinion now. We're gonna put cut in the video. I'm gonna listen to the song, and then I'm gonna give an opinion. Before listening to the song, I think it was pretty good. I think the songs overall were like we're not samey, but like I think they weren't like so different from one another. But I think the general musicality, the kind of for me felt kind of lo-fi vibe, I think was really welcome, and I think we worked on some songs really well. Particularly Elephant in the Room. What was it? Temptations, I think it was. Temptations. Give It All. Those are the ones that reached out to me as tracks that I really liked, and I think overall thought was pretty good. I think I would have liked a little bit more variety, but like it was not a problem for me. So that's kind of my thought pre $1 Million Baby. Let me put on $1 Million Baby, and we'll cut around this.
As soon as you hear the whole song, you're gonna get it. Oh, you listening already? He's. Are you listening already? Yo, he's listening. We'll let him do his thing. He gets it. He gets it. Look at him. It's a good song.
Oh, that's his song. I understand.
You know what song? You get it now? You remember it? You did hear it?
Yeah, I think I thought that song has just been around since like the 90s or 80s. I knew it was a song.
No, that's Tommy Richmond.
Oh man, yeah, this album's kind of it's but it's no $1 Million Baby.
Thank
There
you.
you
The
go.
album wasn't right, but it's
Yes,
no $1 Million Baby.
Like
you're absolutely right.
there's no bad. There's no song that really compares to that because that's a hit.
Right, and that should I get it. You're an artist, you don't want you're not trying to minimize the entirety of like your artistic range by putting this hit song on
Sure.
your album. But dude, just do it. Just make track number 2 $1 Million Baby. Just do it, man.
Like
Like
imagine if Short and Sweet didn't have Espresso or Please 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 on it, right? We'd be kind of sitting here like that was dumb. What the fuck did you do
it
that?
would. And I mean, I know he probably doesn't care, but it's gonna hurt his album sales not having $1 Million Baby on the album.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the streams from $1 Million Baby would have applied to his overall album sales. So by not putting $1 Million Baby on there, he's losing out on all those streams as album sales.
I didn't realize that was the case. Actually, that's
Yeah. So he had number one song. His album sales would have been hella inflated, and he decided not to. Which I mean, hey, good. I mean, he can do whatever he wants, but I would have put it on. I would have put it on the album for me. I would have just I would have even if I didn't want to as an artist, I would have bit my tongue and done it so I can get that the
I,
accolades and whatnot.
I wonder why. Do you think there's a reason why, like some type of contractual obligation that he did not do it?
contractual. I don't know if it's contractual.
I mean, it just sounds weird. Like if someone was, I don't know, like so. I'm just gonna speculate, right?
Yeah.
When he made that song, because this is like his big break. This song came out on TikTok, and then after they started getting some steam, then like people were like, oh, who's this Tommy Richmond guy? Blah blah blah. Then the song blew up. Then he got signed to a record deal, right?
Yes.
So technically, and then I'm just once again I'm speculating. Don't quote me on this, but if he made X amount of money on that song before he got signed to a record deal, this record deal may be from from today forward. This is your record deal, and then whatever you did before us, that can be straight Tommy. That can be going straight to Tommy Richmond's pocket. Like that's
I think
my
that's that.
song.
I get that. Yeah, that
Oh,
makes a lot of sense
You know what I
actually.
mean?
yeah.
That like if I tie this to this record now, 10 people, 20 people, whoever contributed to this album is reaping the benefits versus $1 Million Baby. It was just me in my grandmother's basement making a song, and it's all me and me. So now he can just reap the benefits off of that versus the album. So I don't know. I
I can
mean, I
see
think
that.
there's something along those lines. So that's just my 2 cents. Not saying it's
That's a good
accurate, but
theory.
I think there's something
It's a
to
theory.
there you go.
It's not a bad theory for sure, because that would explain why I'm not gonna keep it off the album.
So I mean, just a little my thoughts on the album. So let me talk about my first take on the album. When I'm gonna say it's a pleasant surprise. So when I first started playing it, I really did enjoy Elephant in the Room. I thought the drum programming was really intricate. It almost sounds like a live band or a live drum set, but then I kind of listened to it a little bit more. I could tell that it was just being programmed. And I thought the drum programming was pretty good. I thought Whitney was a pretty good song. Temptations kind of felt like a throwback 70s vibe, but then overall, I kind of felt like this is more of a 70s, 80s, early 90s kind of vibey type album. So I love the soulfulness. I love the retro disco funk type vibe that he has going on. I do think that it get now I don't want to say monotonous because it's not been as monotonous as other albums, but I would have loved to see him take his his uh his abilities to like a different level. It feels one genre all the way through, but at the same time, if it was a rap album, I wouldn't want a rapper to be like, "I'm gonna do a country song on this last track or whatever." So he stayed true. He stayed true to what he does, and I do appreciate it. And I do feel the album was a pleasant surprise. I felt like it started out strong. I wasn't a fan of the way it ended. That's just that's just my thoughts. John, I think you're kind of like, "Oh no, the outro is dope," versus, and I
Ah,
I
okay.
wasn't a fan of the outro.
one thing about Tommy Richmond I want to talk about quickly is that I feel like a lot of his songs, I don't know if he's necessarily sampling, but he's pulling a lot of influence from older songs. Like Whitney, I'm pretty sure is referencing a Whitney Houston song. Right? Like just the sound of it. Right? I couldn't tell. I forgot. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say at the he like you said Whitney Houston and a tat and what's his name, Prince. Prince. He was influenced by Prince on this particular track. I read that somewhere when I was doing my homework, that he was influenced by Prince for that track.
I feel like Temptations is supposed to be taking influence from the Temptations. Like I feel like that was what I was. That's the impression that I got. That Whitney was, had a Whitney Houston vibe. Temptation had a vibe from the Temptations. Devil is a Lie also, I believe, sampled a really older song or had that same vibe as an older song. So I feel like he does a lot of, he's using that 70s, 80s vibe, and I'm all here for it. But I feel like he may be leaning into it a little too much. To a certain extent, I'm like, I want to make sure that you're being original with your work. Otherwise, I think it's really good. But that being said, yeah, I think the outro feels like time moves forever. Sometimes, some seems like time moves forever. Yeah, I think that's actually that and Vanity are probably my two favorite songs on the album. Also, the feature he has on there, My Name Isn't J-Mac, is someone he's collaborated with in the past. My Name Isn't J-Mac. He has an out. I went out and listened to his EP because I kind of liked his verse on this song. He has a solid EP out. I think it's definitely worth the listen. So it's just to say like he's putting on his homies as well. But yeah, I think that the song closes out really strong. I don't think that the last half of the album is weak at all. I think for 11 tracks, it's pretty strong. 37 minutes. I think it's a strong 37 minutes. It just doesn't top the Devil Is a Lie and $1 Million Baby. But I do like that. Like, seems like time moves forever for me. God,
It's allowed to be like, yeah, these 11 songs don't match these two songs.
yeah, yeah. I mean, to me, seems like time moves forever. Like that is everything I want in an outro track. I'm gonna listen to that for a long time. That's going on my playlist, absolutely. Um, but I could understand why this album may not be as appealing to everyone else out there. But I think it was a good album.
My favorite track, I think, of the album, like I said, it started strong. I do appreciate Elephant in the Room, and like his Temptations, Give It All. I definitely appreciate it, but my go-to track was Letterman. I just felt like that was my kind of shit, with the boom bat beat in the background. Vocals were pretty simple, so I mean that was like my favorite. But what song was it? It was Green Therapy. Green Therapy. I love the beat, but I felt like his vocals didn't match the track. And this guy, I mean, like I said, I did some homework on him. He went to school and studied to be an opera singer. So I'm sure his vocal skills. He has a wide range, but I personally don't feel like he displayed any of those skills on this album. Like I feel like his niche sound is very 70s, very funk, very synthy sounding. Um, but like on that particular song, Green Therapy, I think he does sing, but it just I don't know if he's using some type of effect on his voice. Like there's something with his voice which makes it cool, which puts him in his own box, his own niche box, and it worked for him. But I felt like on Green Therapy, he tried to maybe break out of that, but didn't completely break out of it, and it just kind of throws me for a loop.
I actually didn't know that he had studied to be an opera singer. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's from Virginia. His
Yes.
dad's a drummer. His dad's a drummer. His mom was legally deaf, and he was taking as a child he was taking voice lessons, performing opera, and studied at the Manhattan School of Music. before he
Oh,
dropped out to and moved to California to pursue his music career. So he started dropping music on SoundCloud as early as 2016. He dropped a couple of EPs, but he had his big break with Million Dollar Baby on TikTok.
it's all about that
I
TikTok. I'm telling you.
I found the song. I feel like Whitney was referencing specifically. I want to dance with somebody. There you go. It was like right in your face. I feel like if you
Got it.
listen to "I Want to Dance with Somebody" and then you put on Whitney, like you just hear like it, that influence. That it's a very strong
Yeah,
influence.
I remember that song
Got it.
from Glee.
Oh, and Tennessee. I felt like Tennessee, if you like have maybe like a half decent sound system in your car, that song will rattle every piece of your car. Every piece of your car will fall off because of the bass on Tennessee.
Oh yeah, I don't have a
Yeah,
physical car,
yeah.
so I wouldn't know.
I'm just saying, like even through my headphones, I can tell like this is just like a straight banger. Like if you're in a club, you're gonna feel every thump through your body.
People, I've heard a lot of good things about people like really liking Letterman. So that was really that. What I was gonna say was I also found the Temptation song. I feel like he's referencing, which is "Treat Her Like a Lady." So I just feel like he was really leaning into some of these older sounds, and I am a fan of it. So I'm excited to see whatever comes next to him. Like honestly, for me, for as much as we're talking about Million Dollar Baby and Devil Is a Lie being better than the major better than the album. If I were to put all 13 songs together, right, I'd be really, which I can do in my mind. I'm really excited for him as an artist. I think this, I actually think that he's gonna go places. I think that this is a really great showing for his, debut year, his breakout year. So I feel nothing like I feel like he's gonna go nowhere but up.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so
GG.
when we do our final thoughts reunion 10 years later, I want to go on record and say that this is going to be a one hit wonder, kind of.
Really, I strongly
Yeah.
disagree. Based on this album, I'm strongly disagreeing with you.
So 2000. I mean, we're saying 2024. So in 2044, we can reevaluate and see if I was right. Oh, I'm sorry, 34. 2034.
If we review a Tommy Richmond album next year, then you're already wrong.
No, I'm just saying one hit wonder. Like he can drop as many albums as he want, but I don't know if he's going to have um, the same
Success.
notoriety as he got from Million Dollar Baby.
What about Devil Is a Lie? People like Devil Is a Lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's already
That's two.
it's already
That's already
more
there are
hits
two
more hits
hits.
than B.O.B. You know.
Once
Damn.
again, Million Dollar Baby. Everyone's gonna be like Tommy Richmond, like oh yeah, Million Dollar Baby. What was that other song? I don't know. I just remember Million Dollar
Oh my
Baby.
gosh.
Oh my god.
I feel like he's being a hater right now. I am not gonna lie.
No, hey, I want him to prove me wrong in 2034 on
He
9/29.
already
We'll
proved you wrong. I
reevaluate.
looked it up right now.
All
Devil Is a
right, all
Lie
right,
debuted at 47 on Billboard 100, the top 200. So he's already has two hits.
all right. We're gonna leave that for 2034 and see who's right and who's wrong. But for now, let's get some ratings
Haters,
in.
haters.
Let's get some ratings in. Brother, what you got?
Can Eminem it?
I want to go last.
Sure. Father, what you got?
I will give this album. Uh, I'll give it a 3.
2.5.
Yeah, see, I'm with you on that, but
Right,
I
okay,
was
right,
gonna
nice.
go
right, right,
like
right
I was
in the
gonna go.
middle.
I was gonna go like 4.5. So this is a little awkward.
4 point. That's a lot. That's
This
a
is a good
lot, man.
album. This is a good album.
This guy's just giving away stars. Call him
This is a
Starbucks.
good
He's just giving
album.
them away.
I think the problem is that I have I'm more open to hearing. I think you guys are just a little bit too set in your ways. I don't think you guys are flex. I don't think
Y'all
your
didn't listen
ears
to
are
Sabrina
flexible.
Carpenter for 4 weeks.
Jeremiah, hear me out, right?
Okay.
I listened to Epic, and I can sit here and say Epic was a banger, right? Because I have that range. I got that range. This is also a banger. I'm so sorry to bring it to you. This is also a banger. I'm sorry you can't see it.
No, bro. I think there's range and then there's delusion, though, right? Because like you think we all just sat here and said these 11 songs nowhere near as good as these 2 songs, right?
I think
And
he's a great artist.
I can't sit
He
here
is
and
a.
ignore that.
But I can't. I'm not gonna give him a bad rating because he has better songs.
I'm not giving a
He's
bad
a new
rating because the
artist. This
songs
is a
are
good
a little bit.
album.
they're not bad songs, but like they did not set my world on fire.
You know what's gonna happen, Jamal. We're gonna be chilling.
Wait.
We're gonna no. We're gonna be chilling one day. We're just gonna be chilling, right? And I'm gonna put on like Whitney, and you're gonna be like, "Damn, what's this?" I'm gonna be like, "Oh, this is Whitney from Tommy Richmond," and you're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, this is kind of nice." I'm telling you, this is gonna happen.
Last time you talking up from a score, you spent the whole next month regretting it. You were like, "Ah, I shouldn't have let."
Yeah, but I really regret that Eminem score. But this one, I'm not gonna. I think Tommy Richmond is like he deserves it. I really regret the Eminem one, and I kind of wish I could go back on that one. But I stand by this one.
So, all right. So let's just talk about this for a second. So, what album do you compare this? Because this is what you did last time. You're like, oh man, if I compare this album to
that's a good point.
Sabrina Carpenter, it's not as good as Sabrina Carpenter. So yeah, that kind of breaks it down a little bit. So yeah, maybe it's not a 3. Maybe it's maybe it's not a 4.5. It's a 3. Well, damn. Now you think about Michael Jackson. That shit goes down to a 2.
They called you out. Actually, that's exactly what you did last week.
That's a good. That's a good point. I mean. Well, what did I get? I like it more than Sabrina Carpenter's album.
You gave her a 4.
Did I?
think?
Nah. I gave her a 4?
You definitely didn't give
her. There we go.
Sabrina Carpenter's outside of my when they were talking about pop albums.
Oh, well, welcome to your range. We're up into your range.
No,
that's exactly what happened. I started thinking about all the other pop albums, and I was like, ugh. What are some other R&B and soul albums?
Bruno Mars, right? Or no?
I like this more.
Childish Gambino.
No, maybe Redbone. I like this more than Awaken My Love. I like this more than any Bruno Mars album I've ever listened to. What else?
Hold the fuck on. Wait, I get more than any Bruno Mars album you listen to. Like any of them.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's it for us today. Final thoughts. We have to go pick up my brother to some kind of doctor. Because what the fuck was that about? I'm sorry. I feel like we're very strong.
All Bruno Mars does is drop good singles. Come on.
Yeah, I agree. I'm against you on that one, Jeremiah. Like,
what's happening right now?
Like, no, Bruno Mars singles are fucking amazing, without a doubt.
You know what? The singles are on the albums. I'm just saying. The singles on the albums.
But I do really like Whitney, and I do really like Vanity. I do really like I like this whole album more than I've liked any Bruno Mars album. So what other R&B and soul albums should I be comparing this to? Because so far this album is looking really good.
I don't know what you have in your catalog or whatever. So
you know my catalog is I go all the way back to Marvin Gaye. So what you got for me, man?
So compared to Marvin Gaye.
Well, Marvin Gaye's a 5. So that's hard to beat. You're not going to beat Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye's a 5. What's going on is a 5. So giving this like a 4, and that being a 5, that's fine to me.
You gave it a 4.5 earlier. I just want to be clear.
Ooh, no, this is definitely a 4. I think that is definitely a 4. 4.5 is a little high. I thought I said 4. Let's go with 4.
Okay. There we go. That feels right. Because 4.5 is the highest we've given for an album for like a while. So I was just sitting here like, what do you mean, man? That's higher than like most things on the show that you've done.
I mean, it's a really good album. 4.5 isn't that outlandish.
Oh my god.
When he releases the deluxe edition with $1 Million Baby and Devil Is a Lie, it'll be a 4.5.
I think.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I ain't go co-sign for you, but I can understand.
I think if those 2 songs were on here, definitely would be like a 3.5 album for me, for sure.
I'm gonna make a playlist and I'm gonna add those 2 songs to this album, and it's gonna be a 4.5. You know, I'm gonna just do it like that. Next
episode, guys, we're gonna do a retro review of Bruno Mars. This is ridiculous.
But no, man. For now, we got more important things to talk about.
There's really not. But for now, I've been Jen WW1 Jeremiah. That's been John. That's been Father.
What was our final score? We just.
Oh, if it's 2.5, a 4, and you gave it a what, Father?
I gave it a 3.
A 2.5? That's really low.
I should do this last time.
Jeremiah, how many times did you listen to this album? I'm just curious.
I listened to it once all the way through.
Okay, all right. 2. Okay, I get it now. I get it. That's all I need to hear.
I'm
still trying to find other R&B albums to compare this to.
Bro. I'm giving you a 2. Take it down.
Go ahead. Hey, you know what? Tommy Richmond's not gonna care. It's fine. You can give him whatever you want. You can give him a 0 if you want. He's gonna put on $1 Million Baby and dance in his new living room.
Okay, so that's a 4. That's a 3. That's a 0. So that gives it the
You know what? You know
four.
what, Jeremiah? This is a 5 actually.
Oh my gosh.
This is a 5. This is definitely. This is up there with Marvin Gaye. This is what you remember for. This is what you remembered for decades.
Frank Ocean? You a Frank Ocean fan?
I am, and you know what? I kind of like the. You know, maybe it's recency bias, but this is up there with the Frank. This is at least up there with Frank Ocean, and I definitely give Channel Orange or Blonde like a 4. So yeah, I stick to 4 volts.
About how much you like this album, the more I'm like, what? Actually, it's not that good. Like, let me actually.
It is. It is that good.
I don't know if it's that good. Like, it wasn't.
I think it
I don't know
is.
if it was that good.
I mean, hey, our job is just to give our opinions on the album, not like we ain't gotta be consent. We don't all have to agree on whether it's a 3, 4, 2.5.
Yeah, I'd just like to know what's up with my young brother's ears, though. You know, I want to make sure that I'm
I just like music. You know, I'm not a hater. You know, like
okay.
I'm not a hater,
music,
man.
folks. This
Like,
breaking news.
Once again, I'm sorry that you don't have the range that I do, but I have this range, and I hear it, and it's good.
Get him out. Get us out of here.
And you know, I will say really quickly, I know we should bring on this Eminem review. I remember when I gave Eminem that rating, I said I think I'm giving him too much credit. I gave him too much credit.
You did.
But true. You know, he's getting a lot of. I mean, what did he just certify platinum the other day?
Okay. Eminem gets certified. Eminem could like release an album of like silence, and it'd probably go certified platinum. So I don't know. Like for Eminem, that's not really.
And yet you gave him a 4.
And like I said, if an artist wants a good score, they know where to come. You know, when we start doing interviews, when we start interviewing artists, they're going to be like, "Yeah, I want to be interviewed by John. He gets the vision."
Actually, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck that. Next episode, I'm breaking stats. I'm gonna look at all of our scores we've each given. I'm gonna break down who's given the most high scores. We're gonna look up numerically. Because I know I've given.
Let's get a pie chart up there too.
You know, because one of us here likes music and likes hearing artists branch out. I'm not gonna say who it is, but one of us here is a fan of that.
It's me. It's the guy. I was the one that got to listen to Ariana Grande, Beyonce, and Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh yeah, so is it up there with?
Well, hold on, wait. Didn't you regret your Ariana Grande rating?
That's not important. That's not important right now.
Did you regret your rating on that album? And also, Beyonce was not you. I'm gonna put that out there. That wasn't you. Okay, you were not the ones out here saying we need to listen to Beyonce. And then you hated on the Beyonce album when we listened to it. So like, obviously, you need to spend a little more time digesting these albums. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow.
Damn. On that note, we gave.
Collusion.
All right,
get us out of here.
All right, so before we go, I'd like to thank everyone that showed up to our pop-up yesterday at the Enclave in Torrance. It was great interacting, mingling, and meeting different people. So thank you guys for your support. Much appreciated. On to the next one. As of right now, we are booked for the Gardena Cinema pop-up event happening on October 26th from 1 to 5. Hope to see you guys there. So we thank you for your support there. And as always, you know, check out the merch at crossfaderla.com. More styles, more product dropping almost weekly now. So come check us out. We appreciate the support. And I'll give it back to Jeremiah to go ahead and sign us off.
I've been Jay. That's been John. That's been DJ Mars Mario the Father. Signing off from Vinyl Thoughts, where the scores are wrong, but the opinions are right. Peace.
Peace.